Welcome to ZachDenner.com's series on ethical hacking. This video is going to go over installing the Damn Vulnerable Web application. Great intro here. It says Damn Vulnerable Web App, DVWA, is a PHP MySQL web application that is damn vulnerable. And its main goals are for teaching and a legal way to hack so you don't go to prison. If I were going to install this on my machine, and have it hosted on a web server, I would use XAMPP, but I'm going to use WAMP instead because I use XAMPP for production level websites. So let's go to WAMP and we'll go to install it. We'll download it and we'll want the 64-bit version. And I'm not going to fill this stuff out, I'm just going to download it directly. And I'll download the latest version and save it to a place on your drive. And once the download is finished, we'll run it and accept. And I would recommend having it in the C drive. And this stuff kind of depends on what you'll be doing. I don't think I'm going to be doing a lot of development on here. Otherwise, I may want these PHP packages. I know that I'll want a MySQL database. You should know kind of what you want. So go ahead and just customize that here. And I'm choosing Chrome here just because Internet Explorer is awful. I think Notepad is going to be fine for this because we're going to be just doing configuration, not development. So this should be fine. Okay, so WAMP is installed. We'll go ahead and run it. And here it is. And you can see it here. It's red. Now it's kind of configuring. And now it's live. So now we want to locate the hosted part of the WAMP server where we put our website files. That was on the C drive under WAMP 64. We can see here www. And this is the place where you'll want to put all of the DVWA files. Okay, so this is the index page, and we're going to want to replace this with DVWA. And you can find the website for the web application here under download and unzip it. Then www. You can erase this stuff and post here. Now when we refresh, it tells us that we need to basically change this config file right here, this config with the dist on the end, and we want to change it with just having the PHP extension so that it can read that PHP config file. So go into config and click yes. And now this config file is up and running, and we'll want to open it. And we can see here that we need a database user of DVWA, and its password needs to be password. I'm going to make it easy. I'm just going to say DVWA for the password as well. Now when we restart here, and it's unable to connect to the database because we haven't created that DVWA user yet. So we will want to go to localhost. This is my XAMPP server, so go to 8081 and we will go to PHP my admin. And we just need to look up WAMP. Okay, so it is root. Whoops. The default password is root, or username is root and no password. And now we're in. So we'll want to go to user accounts, add a new user. Username is DVWA, and we change the password to DVWA. So DVWA. And we're just going to go ahead and give them all privileges and hit go. And now when we go here and refresh, now that error is gone. So it can contact the database with that user we created. So we'll now create a database. Database was created, users table was created, everything was put in there. So we basically we imported and made this website with its vulnerable database. And just something that you want to note, so I have XAMPP going, and I use XAMPP for basically testing websites that need stuff like PHP and MySQL. XAMPP itself isn't a secure web host or a secure web server, so I don't have it running all the time, but I do build a lot of websites. And so I do have this on for probably almost the majority of the day. So having a vulnerable web server running all the time is not great. And so I'll just show you here. I do have XAMPP. I do have DVWA on XAMPP, and I'll show you. We go to C drive, XAMPP, and we go to htdocs, and here is DVWA. All the same stuff I did for WAMP I did here. And just take a look at this. So I'll log into this vulnerability scanner and just look at this report. So I with XAMPP running, this is all the vulnerabilities that would be on my machine if I had DVWA running all the time. And this is by design. So when we have this server running, we're going to want to, this might be kind of a cheat to have this scanner just telling us basically what is all vulnerable. But in the real world, you'll definitely be using stuff like GSM. But there is a fun part in ethical hacking to discover this stuff yourself. You can just see here, it's not good to have this running all the time. So I'll have XAMPP here for my web development. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I am in XAMPP. This htdocs is basically the www folder for WAMP. So I'm going to get rid of DVWA from my web hosting server. And now I always have it with WAMP. So if I go back to WAMP, I have it isolated on here. If I ever want to do hacking, I can just load it up in WAMP. But I'm not going to be doing any more hacking. So what I'll do is I will exit. And now if I did a scan on my network with GSM, it would not detect that I'm hosting a very, very vulnerable web server. So I hope you enjoyed. I will be releasing videos on GSM and XAMPP, maybe some more configurations with WAMP, so stay tuned. And please like and subscribe. Thanks.